What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? Turn that off. All right. This is our first IndyCar break for 2026. Yeah, I'm excited to see the designs too. I've seen a couple that people have posted on like Instagram. They look really good. Parkside does a nice job in my opinion. So, all right, here is the owner list for our drivers. Nothing outstanding there, not waiting on anybody, so appreciate that. Everybody should know who they have. And then our duck race is going to look like this. We're doing top two, first and second place. And it's, I forgot Marco Andretti's not in the duck race. Before we run this, Brad took Marco Andretti, and I had forgotten to mark him down. It was right on the post. I just, I printed this before I changed it. So, anyway, that's the only thing that I had wrong on there. But still, top two is what you're looking for, 1 through 19. And it's a lot of the NXT drivers ended up in the filler, which I kind of expected. Because it's a lot of guys that either don't have autographs or, we haven't really seen much of or whatever. Although I would say that that's probably those NXT drivers, this is like their rookie stuff. So, if that means anything to you, you might want to maybe pick up just a random NXT driver sometime. So, all right. 19 spots, 45 seconds. And let's just run it straight up. Here we go. I will ask that you guys kind of bear with me. I have been down since late last night. My wife and other people are telling me it's tattoo flu. Which it doesn't matter what it is. It's been rough for the last not quite 24 hours. So that's part of why I wasn't super active today, really getting much going. It's also why I skipped over posting the race pools today. So if you're waiting on me to post the race pool, those will be posted on Friday. 13 is our winner. And 7 is going to be second. 13 is going to be Storm Ghost. And 7 is Candace. There we go. Storm Ghost and Candace. Congrats. So, definitely starting to feel better. I mean, last night at like 2 a.m., man, I was feeling just nasty. Had fever, shakes, cough and stuff. I mean, it's just a hot mess. I'm feeling better now to where I feel like I can function. But if you notice me maybe talking a little less or something like that, it might be because I'm still dealing with some of those effects. And so, anyway, let's get into it. good luck to everybody. Yeah, I have not seen any of this opened myself, so I'm looking forward to that. In previous years, there's been like postcards. Yep. Christian Rasmussen postcard. That box is falling apart. Oh, there's a postcard in the bottom too. Interesting. Sato. They're just like giant oversized cards. I think I still have stuff to put those in. If I don't, I may have to find something, but I think I do. We'll find out. Pato Award. Marcus Ericsson. That's going to be the podium winners silver. Tracktown Scott McLaughlin, which I could be wrong, but I think these are like a case hit type of thing. I think these are supposed to rival a downtown, I think. That's going to go to Danny. We're going to put that in a penny sleeve. And Danny, I'll have to do some research. If it turns out that that's like a case hit, quote unquote, then I'll put it in a mag for you. We got to kind of learn together. I did hear that you'll see a lot of these where they have the track names in the background, which is kind of neat. Laguna Seca. And traditionally, when we've done these breaks in the past, if you're wondering about the podium cards, usually when we do like 4 boxes of this, we end up with enough of them that basically everybody who has those drivers ends up with a copy. We don't usually do randoms for those unless we get like a numbered version. So that's what's up there. Santino. Pillow. Kyle Larson. Christian Lundgaard. Ray Hall. Santino Ferrucci. Robert Schwartzman. I think Parkside does a really nice job with these, personally. I know I've said that over and over, but I mean it. Connor Daly. Helmet Hardware, Marcus Ericsson. There's numbered versions of the Tracktown. Kyle Kirkwood. Joseph Newgarden. Santino Ferrucci. The Ignite Robert Schwartzman. That's pretty sweet. Put that in a penny sleeve. Rossi. Well, that's kind of different. The Beechwood brand minis. That's kind of neat. Same thing with those. We'll just split them between people. Lundgaard, Callum. You see what I mean? You get a lot of podium cards, so usually you end up with enough to just give everybody one. That's the way it's worked out in the past. Scott Dixon. First autograph, Ed Carpenter. Going to Tim Mays. It's nice and clean. They left a lot of space for the signature, which I like. On-card autos, can't beat that either. Alio. Mini. Didn't know those were in there. Every year they call this Volume 1, but they've yet to do a Volume 2. I wonder if they are doing that just to leave themselves open in the event that they want to. Alex Palou, All Access. That's kind of cool looking. Kyle Larson. I'd be really curious to know how that licensing works with in the last pack. Yeah, that was. Yeah, it wasn't an auto, Sarah. It was the AJ Foyt card. Rosenquist. There we go. Kyle Kirkwood, 8 out of 10. Going to JR. That bottom left corner is not perfect, but I don't know why. All the comments, it seems like I don't see any comments, and then all of a sudden I see like 6 all at once. And then I don't see any for a while, and then all of a sudden I get like 6 all at once again. It's weird. Facebook must be having a moment. Kirkwood for JR. Very nice. Ready? Oh, that's nice too. Alex Palou, green. 49 on 100. I like the green foil on that. That's cool. It's like a green checkered flag almost. I don't know what they call it. Palou goes to Joe. actual serial. Yeah, exactly. For sure, Scott. Instead of just saying out of 10, it's got the actual serial number. That makes it nice for sure. Larson. That's weird to get a team card in the front. Hunter Ray. Iconic moments. Josh Pearson, Indy NXT. Carpenter. Jordan Missig. Alex Pillow. Jack William Miller. Another NXT. Colton Herta. 8 out of 50. Graham Rahal. Phantoms. That's pretty sweet. That's going to go to Brad. That's a nice card. I like that design. Totally different than what we're used to seeing just in general, you know. Not knocking anybody else. I just like seeing new, kind of fresh stuff. Kirkwood and Marcus Erickson. I was wondering. His pen hopped a little bit on him. That's going to go to Jake Ward. And that's the end of box number 1. This stuff leaves a lot of crap behind, so probably after each box, we'll clean up a little bit. I don't know if I can show you guys or not. I'll try. But I got my first tattoo yesterday. It's hard to get it around the camera so you can see. Obviously, it's wrapped up for a couple days. And it doesn't look the best when it's wrapped up. But if you want to see the picture, it's posted on my personal page. But yeah, I'm told that's why I'm feeling the way I am, is because there's a such thing as tattoo flu. So, Kyle Kirkwood. With your first, you learn all kinds of things, I guess. Devlin D. Francesco. the girl who did the tattoo said to keep it wrapped for about 3 days. Paul says unwrap it. Yeah, she said to keep it covered for about 3 days. Armstrong and Rosenquist. I've heard mixed information on that. I don't know what's right or wrong. Miles Rowe. Scott says he waits about a day. Haley Deegan, NXT. That's a cool design. Well, mine's been wrapped for about a day, I guess. So maybe I'll wait till tomorrow and take it off tomorrow. We'll see. Oh, that's kind of cool. Clocking in, Nolan Siegel. Have you guys, Paul and Scott, any of you guys that have tattoos, any of you guys experienced this this tattoo flu thing? Rhinus VK. Now, granted, mine's, I wouldn't call it a small tattoo. It was about 3 hours, roughly. Willpower. Tracktown, Scott McLaughlin. We got 2 Scott McLaughlin Tracktowns in back-to-back boxes. So I guess that's not necessarily a case hit. Maybe a box hit. So we got 2 of them now. Fragrance-free soap. Probably just like a regular standard bar soap type of thing, right? That doesn't have any. Pillow. Had to cut it short and go, oh man, that's rough, Paul. Yeah, it didn't start bothering me until, I was good all through the session, went and got lunch, was feeling good. I told my wife about the time she got home from work last night that my throat hurt. And then, 2 a.m., I was just full on flu. Had the shakes, fever. Aquaphor. I have heard about Aquaphor, Brad. Thanks. My wife has some of that tattoo, aftercare stuff, too. Willpower helmet hardware. Might have a relic in here. Yeah, I think we do. Alex Palou brick relic from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That is nasty. I don't know how common these are, and I don't care. That's super cool. A brick from the track. It's cold, too. A brick relic from the track is absolutely crazy. The fragment of brick contained in this card is an authentic piece of the 3.2 million paving bricks that were laid on top of the original surface of crushed rock and tar that made up the 2.5-mile surface of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 1909, hence the nickname the Brickyard. That's cool. That's super cool. Congrats, Joe. Definitely brick, because you can feel like on the surface of the card, you can feel like little brick fabrics. Joe, I'll let you deal with that. It might be something when you get it, it might be worth taking it out and really taking some time to kind of clean the card and get all that stuff off of it. And maybe put it in a new, fresh penny sleeve, because I can tell just by putting this in this penny sleeve, I can see little marks on the sleeve. Over time, that could become an issue, so I would say maybe when you get it home and you want to put it in whatever you want it in permanently, kind of clean it up a little bit. That's pretty neat. Kiffin Simpson Ignite. An original, yeah, that's crazy. This is probably the, kind of talking about the tattoo still, this is probably the biggest tattoo that I would ever have. The others that I've considered getting would all be smaller. So I don't know if smaller ones, you know, the less you're getting tattooed, the easier it is on your body, I would venture to guess. But I don't know. My wife has 3 smaller ones, and she said she never had an issue. But I think she said the longest session she had to sit through was like an hour. Where, like I said, mine was about 3. Callum. Marcus Erickson, Connor Daly, pit pass. Two 3-hour ones, I felt like crap. Yeah, okay. So it might just be, I made the comment to my wife. I said, you know, maybe if I'm going to get another one, I need to just block off time the next day and be like, well, if I get sick, I get sick, you know? I wouldn't want to get one on vacation knowing that, because that could ruin your vacation. This one we will do a random for. Christian Lundgaard, Alex Palou, Colton Herta, 7 of 10. Lundgaard is Tim Mays, Alex Palou, Joe Darmafal, Colton Herta, Paul Ricciardi. So we'll do a 3-way random for that one when we're finished here. That's nice. I'm going to keep it kind of right in front where I don't forget. And the Penske team card out of 100. This is where, if you weren't familiar, this is where Donruss came up with their team cards with Panini. I'm quite certain that they borrowed this idea from them. That'll go to Joe. Alexander Rossi. They call those beneath the bucket, if you weren't familiar. But yeah, definitely feeling, just in a few hours, definitely feeling better. So. Iconic moments. Retouches are worse. Oh, great. Inner bicep, forearm isn't too bad though. Yeah, she told me when she was starting on mine, she said, you know, for a first tattoo, the forearm is a pretty good place as far as pain. And none of it really bothered me until she got all the way to the, I guess it would be the bottom side, like the pinky finger side of your arm, that side of your inner forearm. When she got over there and was doing shading, that got my attention a little bit. I don't know if his first name is Chow Collette or Koi Collette. It's going to go to Steve Teskey, though. I wonder if the brick relic was in place of an autograph. Because I know those brick relics are supposed to be, like, super special. Nope. Got the answer to that question. Nolan Siegel. Going to Tim Mays. Solved that riddle, didn't we? Yeah, the girl that did mine said her very first tattoo she had done for herself was on her ribs. And she goes, that was pretty painful. And I bet. She's not a, like, she's fairly thin, you know, like, so she doesn't have much, I would imagine she doesn't have much in the rib area. There's not a bunch of tattoos that I want anyway, so, you know, it's not like this is something that I'm going to be doing all the time. But I wanted to get one for my dad. I'm sure you guys all know where I'm at with that. Nolan Siegel. Okay. All right, let me get it out. I'm trying to get it out without messing it up. David Malukas. Alex Pillow. That's cool. I still think as far as value, these are really good products for the cost. They run about $100 a box when you include, well, 100 to 110 when you include shipping. But, you know, I would equate it to a Donruss-esque product. Kyle Kirkwood, purple. 5 of 25. Going to JR. Got a green Ryan Hunter-Ray, 74 out of 100. If you can't see it, it's up here at the very top. It's probably tough to pick up on camera. It's right above my thumb there. Goes to Jason Lawyer. Again, I know there's some people that are watching now that might not have been earlier. I will post the Cup Race pool, the Coke 600 pool, and Indy 500 pools on Friday. I just didn't have it in me to really do much of anything today, so we'll get those posted on Friday. Castro Neves. And then, of course, Saturday night is when I'm going to post both breaks for Sunday. We'll post them both Saturday night and hopefully have them filled to break on Sunday. IndyCar, Indy 500 break will be a mixer with 2 boxes of this product. And then, I don't know, 8 or 10 Indy Pacific boxes, maybe like 8. I also have a mixer scheduled for tomorrow for NASCAR. The mixer will include Donruss, Turn 4, and Prism. Josh Pearson. I will say there's not a ton of NXT cards that I've seen so far. So some of these drivers that are NXT only, like, I don't want to give anybody any advice that's incorrect, but if you're somebody that likes to invest in rookies, I could see some of these NXT cards being, you know, worth a little bit down the road if some of these guys develop. Liam. You know, you're kind of playing the long game, but still filling it out. There you go. Kids and Matt's initials. Haven't pulled the trigger. Yeah. Marcus Ericsson. That one's a little bit better. Got the daily double on Marcus. You know, I didn't look. I think this other Ericsson auto, yeah, it's like a silver foil version, and this is like the base version. Maybe I should get the Rip It Racing Brakes logo tattooed. I don't know. I always said if I'm going to get tattoos, I want them to mean something. And that, our Rip It Racing Brakes logo would certainly mean something, because this has been a big part of my group, or my life, for a while. And it's meant an awful lot to me. Tracktown, Joseph Newgarden. Yeah, I think you're getting one of these per box, it looks like. Still nice. Going to Brad. I've considered getting the blimp tattooed, because that was a fun time in my life too. Siegel. Well, that's cool. The 250. Alex Pillow. Helmet Hardware, Ryan Hunter-Ray. That's cool. Scott McLaughlin. Yeah, this is like the most activity I've done today, by the way. Blimphausen, yeah. Graham Rahal, Ignite. VK. And Christian Lundgaard on the autograph. Going to Tim Mays. Oh, sorry, Tim. That's 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. Let me get you a mag for that. I thought that was going to be numbered. I didn't expect it to be out of 10. We live and we learn, right? I thought it was going to be like 25. Christian Lundgaard, 4 of 10. As we do the ring around the rosy. Very nice. I mean, for the price point, I think it's a fantastic product. Like I said, you're very similar to Donruss in a lot of ways, as far as kind of the style of cards, the amount of cards, price. Another mini. So just a lot of similarities to Donruss. Just in general. And but this has, these are on-card autos, and you get 2 per box instead of 1. And as we've seen, you can get a relic, which is cool. Love the variety. Yeah, exactly, Sam. Exactly. It's just a well-done product. I've said this before. If Parkside were to ever get a hold of the NASCAR license, I wouldn't be upset. Christian Rasmussen. I really do think they do a nice job with these. And Pacific. And I know Pacific has its flaws, but you can't beat the price point and what they do with that product. Last postcard is Marcus Ericsson. I don't love the postcard things, I guess. To me, they're kind of, I won't say annoyance, but that's sort of where I was leaning, is they're kind of annoying. Just because they're big and, what do you put them in? How do you protect them? That's kind of where I'm coming at with it, but keeps getting. Oh yeah, for sure, Sam. I agree 100%. I think every product that Parkside does, they take another step forward. And you and I have both dealt with their customer service. Their customer service is phenomenal. I mean, the best in the business, in my opinion, as far as being responsive and rectifying a problem. They're better than anybody. They're better than Topps, Upper Deck, Panini, any card brand that's out there. They're better than all of them as far as customer service. And that alone is going to probably take them places, I think. So, but I agree. I think every year and every product that they come out with, it continues to get better and better. They learn from their mistakes. They try to improve. Nikita Johnson. Only thing I might add is I'd like to see the rookie card. I'd like to see the term rookie used on some of these cards. Just that nostalgia, wanting to see a rookie shield or something, you know. Nolan. Larson. Is that a 101 in the Mac? No, it's out of 10, Chris. It's numbered to 10. Clocking in. We've only seen a couple of those, too. Those are pretty nice. Some of the more rare inserts I will sleeve and protect a little better. But until we opened some boxes, I didn't know what, like, you know, how things fell and all that. So some of these I'll go back and put some of them in sleeves before I ship them. Tracktown, Kiffin Simpson. Yeah, like I said, 1 per box, but these are still super cool. That goes to Nick Chase. It doesn't have to be ultra rare to be cool. 1 per box is still short print. Spider-Man. Elio Castroneves. That's a good autograph to have. Going to Nate Gogol. Very nice. All right, we got half a box left. Yeah, pit passes definitely are one of those. Tracktown. Yeah, I don't know if they did a Larson Tracktown, but I'd like to get a Larson and send it to PSA. Yep. Scott Dixon. Helmet Hardware, Robert Schwartzman. Like those helmet hardwares will probably all get sleeved up before we send them. Those look nice, and there's not very many of those either. So, like I said, I just didn't know going in. I wasn't sure like how things are going to fall. So I figured we'll just go through them, and then I can go back and put things the way I think they should be. These are also about 1 per box, it looks like. Robert Schwartzman Ignite, so these will probably all get top-loaded, too. Because I think we've only seen 1 of those per box. I can tell I'm nearing the end of my energy level. It helped having something new to break to get me kind of excited. Hello. Okay, numbered NXT. Bryce Aaron. 7 out of 75. Now that one was unclaimed and goes to Storm Ghost in the filler. Like I said, I kind of wish these said like rookie somewhere because they're NXT cards. But what are you going to do, you know? I still think those are cool and could be a good hold type of thing for down the road. Pit Pass, Marcus Erickson. Let me get a quick drink. David Malukas, 1 out of 10. So we've had 1, 2, 3. We've had 4 SSPs. Every box, I think, has had a short print or a super short print out of 10. Which is really great. Pardon me. David Malukas goes to Steve Teskey. One of 10. So yeah, if you're an IndyCar fan and you're looking for something to rip, I would recommend these. Because it's a fairly affordable box by comparison to a lot of things. And you're getting some nice stuff in every box, basically. Alex Palou, green out of 100 for Joe. Alex Palou spot has done really well. Of course, that brick relic was just crazy nice. I imagine those are going to be fairly tough to get. Having an actual brick from the Indy 500 Speedway is pretty cool. Oh, I was wondering if we would see an NXT auto. Yep. Tymek Kacharik. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. I'm not familiar because I haven't watched any NXT this year. But an NXT autograph, Tymek goes to Tim Mays. Tim's done pretty well in this break overall. I think Tim's gotten a couple autos in this break, actually. The orange out of 10s. Yeah, those are nice. Very nice. Very nice stuff. Overall, like I said, I'm really pleased with these. And I agree with Sam wholeheartedly. I feel like every year excuse me, every year and every product, they're just taking a step forward. So, let me get rid of the gloves. And I'll get you guys a quick recap. Again, make sure you check the schedule because there's kind of a lot going on the rest of this week. Mixer NASCAR break tomorrow night. I'll post the race pools for Indy and Coke 600 on Friday. And then Saturday night, I'll post the breaks for Sunday. So kind of a lot happening over these next few days. All right, let me get you guys a recap. Let's start with the relic, Alex Palou brick relic. That's just super cool. Super, super cool. And then our numbered stuff, or short print stuff, I should say. We had a purple Kyle Kirkwood to 25. We're going to need to do a random for this one. The podium, Lundgaard Palou Herta out of 10. David Malukas out of 10. And Kyle Kirkwood out of 10. And then our autographs were Tymek. I'm not going to try his last name again, but Tymek. Chow. Nolan. Marcus Ericsson. Ed Carpenter. Helio Castroneves. And Christian Lundgaard, numbered to 10. And then, and then we have to do first real good looking forward to the next one. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Like I said, Sunday's break, which will be posted on Saturday night. Sunday's Indy 500 mixer will be 2 boxes of this plus some Pacific. So move this stuff around. All right, so I need Alex Palou, Christian Lundgaard, and Colton Herta on the random. And we'll do 5 times. Whoever's at the top will get that one. So here we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's going to go to the Christian Lundgaard spot. Christian Lundgaard spot and Tim Mays. So congrats, Tim, on that one. So again, appreciate everybody's support. Sorry I wasn't exactly 100% and you had to deal with me kind of hacking around a little bit back here, but it's not, I think it's the tattoo flu, not an actual sickness. So anyway, should have a pretty decent shipping day tomorrow going out of stuff. I'll get caught back up tomorrow. And yeah, should be a fun weekend. Hopefully the weather cooperates. I will say the weather this weekend in both locations doesn't look ideal. So hopefully we get the weather to cooperate a little bit, because it would kind of suck if if on the best day of racing of the year we have a bunch of rainouts. So hopefully we get it all in. But anyhow, until then, everybody have a great rest of your night, and we will see you all next time.